Hi everybody. Thought I'd do a quick vlog update. Might not be a little quick. I have quite a bit of information. I've seen 2 doctors since the last time I did any kind of posting. So I guess we can start with the first one, which is really the most positive one, is I saw a gastroenterologist to talk about the colon aspect of the CHEK gene. As I said when I was first diagnosed, is the genetic mutation that I have has a really increased chance of having breast cancer, but there's also an increased chance of having colon cancer. The research that I've read, or most of the research that I've read, says it's usually twice the amount of what the normal population is. So my OBGYN had decided that I should see a gastroenterologist just to touch base and come up with maybe some kind of plan, and also see if he's worked with anybody who's had this mutation. Really nice doctor, actually a really good colleague of my OBGYN, so that was really nice because they'd actually spoken about me, and they've also had called my geneticist. So it was kind of like the 3 of them working together, which is really great. Had never heard of the CHEK gene as well, and actually had to contact some of his fellows within his profession to really kind of come up with some of the research and really do some exploring on his perspective of this particular gene. From his perspective, and really from mine and any of the research that you read, is that I'm a little young to really be all that concerned about this aspect of it. So it's really nice. I'm only 36. So he pretty much told me to come back in 4 years and start getting colonoscopies at 40. If my colonoscopy would come back clean, which means no polyps, no precancerous anything in my colon, at that point, he was even comfortable at saying every 10 years, just like the normal population. But if there was something that was found, then I would have colonoscopies every 5 years from age 40 on up. Colon cancer is probably one of the most preventable cancers that's out there. At least that's what he's told me, because everything starts within the polyps. So if you can find the polyps and clean out the polyps from the colon, then you really don't have any concerns. So he told me to come back in 4 years. So that's a really good thing. But I have an established relationship with a GI. He knows my history. He knows my OBGYN. He's told me some of the symptoms to watch out for as far as bleeding, unusual weight loss, irregular digestive issues. So good. That's one on the side. I saw my first plastic surgeon, which, gotta say, was interesting. Plastic surgery has never been something that I would ever have considered in my life. So this is really new territory for me just in general. Really nice guy. Spent well over 2 hours talking to me and Dale and really kind of explaining everything as to what to expect and what really were the options for me. The option that I was hoping for, and what I had done the most exploration on, was doing the stomach flap, which is where they remove the breasts, they take fat cells from your stomach and make breast tissue out of it, or make breast out of that tissue. They don't make breast tissue. They use the tissue to make what is appearance of breast. Unfortunately, or fortunately, I do not have enough stomach fat to make that happen. And the size of my breasts are too big to really, with what I do have, which according to him is very little. Yeah. I don't agree with him, but you know, I'm a woman and we always think we have body fat, but I don't have enough to make what would be the appearance of very good, healthy breasts with my own tissue. So the option that he has given me is to use artificial implants. There's lots of options. It's something, again, I never explored because I really didn't think, I'm not a little person, so I really thought I would have enough tissue to handle this. So the implant thing was a little bit of something that threw me off and I wasn't really expecting. What he explained was that for me, given the size of my breast, there would be a 3-step process where they would originally, because I don't have cancer, he has a lot of options, which is really great. I would like to go with a smaller size if I choose to do this. So looking at getting a reduction and also lifting them so that the nipple can be saved, so that later down the road there's more of a natural look. After that, it would be about 3 or 4 month healing process to really get the scars and everything healed, which there wouldn't be much, just a little bit underneath, which is nice. After that, I would go in to my breast surgeon, who is somebody separate from the plastic surgeon, have the mastectomy, and also have what's called expanders put in underneath the muscle and the skin area to make room for the implants. The expansion process and healing process usually takes anywhere from 4 to 6 months, and then after that, having the implants put in. That can take up to 1 year of surgery, healing, expanding, all of that. That was not something I was really ready for. I was not really ready to even process it at that point. The doctor says he's more than willing to do it. I'm a very good candidate, particularly because I don't have cancer at this point. All my options are wide open to me as far as size and shape and all of that, which is really great, which is part of the reason why I'm pursuing some kind of preventative care. But wow, that's a lot. So it's just something I need to get my head wrapped around at this point before I make any decisions. But it has really caused me to rethink about some of the options that I was provided by the breast specialist. But I'm not really happy with any of those other decisions either. The wait and see approach doesn't sit well with me. The more I read about this gene and the more I talk to people, I have met 4 people so far that also have this gene. It's not necessarily something I'm comfortable waiting around for. The family history is just too strong, and the more research I'm reading on this gene, the more there is a significant effect from it. The medications they have offered me, I've talked to some women who are on it. The side effects are pretty brutal, particularly if your body had not gone through menopause yet. The tamoxifen can really cause some menopausal side effects, as well as weight gain and just a lot of other chemical imbalances within the body, which I don't do well with hormones in the first place. Having my ovaries moved, again, also would send me into menopause, which would put me pretty much into the same problem as what the medication can cause, and then I would be on artificial estrogen, which I know, I don't have my I don't have my uterus, I wouldn't have my ovaries. I'm still not comfortable with doing artificial hormones. I didn't handle birth control well, so I'm rethinking all of those options, but I'm still not happy with them. So I seem to go back to the one I'm most happy and that I think would cause me most peace would be to do some kind of reconstruction. Not gonna lie, this has made me think about just doing a mastectomy and just being done. Like, that's it. Nothing, not reconstruction. But I have a husband, I have a family, I'm 36. Clothes are built for women with something. And I think that that would be more of a constant reminder of the cancer that I may or may not have ever gotten. And it would be something that I would really be much more of an adjustment period for me, just in general, rather than having implants and coming to terms with that. So that's kind of my thought process right now. It's been kind of a rough week, not gonna lie. Really kind of rethinking everything. But next steps is I have a second opinion with another plastic surgeon this week who was recommended to me from a really good friend who's also gone through some breast issues, and she was really happy with her results. So gonna see that doctor this Friday, and then I have an MRI next week scheduled, which will be my first MRI to really kind of get a good look at what's going on and have some comparisons for the breast doctor. Again, big thanks to all my friends and family who've been so supportive. Additional thanks to Jamie Garrison, who hooked me in with a really great group of women who have gone through breast cancer and have been through some of these decisions that I'm making right now. And it's been really great to have that kind of support and ideas and have some of my questions answered from a patient perspective. So I'll keep everybody updated. Thanks.